Yeah. Hello, hello, hello. Can we all hear me? I hope. This stuff is driving me cuckoo. Hello. All right, let me warm up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the metronome, I hope you could hear this, at 120. Okay, thank you guys. I apologize about this afternoon. My bad. Okay. My day usually starts 5:30 in the morning. Why, I don't know. I just don't sleep. I have so many things I have to do. So I get up, I do the whole thing, the coffee, and check my email, respond to the emails, write some lessons, teach a few. So about 11 o'clock, I decided to take a nap. And guess what? I didn't wake up until after 1 p.m., so I apologize. Anyway, what I'm going to do, we're going to work with accent development tonight, and we're going to work with, how you doing, Paul? Now, James Reese, how are you? Is this your first time here, or you've been here before? Because tonight we're doing something a little different than usual. It's usually a drum set application. What I want to do tonight is work, how you doing, Ed? I want to work on some hand development exercises. So I'm going to do the 1 p.m. lessons for the remainder of the week on the drum pad, and then 7 p.m. I'm going to do it on the drum set. Okay, well, are you on my mailing list there, James? If not, hold on. Let me give you my email. All you need to do is email me. I'll send you some PDFs. And I also have a workbook which is available for the lessons that we do on a drum set. And I've been working on, that's actually the workbook number 1. I've been working on workbook number 2, which is stick control formulas. So for now, the one book is fine. Okay, so let's begin the lesson. Everybody here has the PDFs? What I want to do is loosen up. All right, so I'm going to put it on 120. Can we hear the metronome, gentlemen? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 measure increments of a vamp. the 4 measures is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Just loosen up. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Right hand. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Left hand. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. Just loosening up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 2. Hi, Randy. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. Just loosening up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3. Sorry. 4, 2. Left hand. We go 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Just enough of that for now. But anyway, whatever exercise you want to use to loosen up, I highly recommend doing page 5 of the stick control book in full strokes at a very slow tempo. I'm going to bring that tempo way down. I don't know if I can handle this slow. I might fall asleep. I'm going to put it on 35. And we're going to play full strokes. Right? That means my right hand comes down, comes right back up. That's a full stroke. The left hand, same thing. Now, what I like to do here is when I'm playing the right or when I'm playing the left is to analyze it. That's why you do it so slow. To make an adjustment. Is my right hand sounding stronger than my left or vice versa? So what you need to do, all right, is make that adjustment. That's why you're doing it that slow. So we're going to put it on 4. This is slow tempo. It's a killer. And I used to work out with Joe, and so did, I guess, Alan and Steve Foster, and whoever studied with the Jeffrey Johnson, all those guys. Whoever studied with Joe did this with him. It was a killer. But Joe would put the metronome on and be right on it all the time. You know, at first, at 35, you know, you might be a little before or a little bit after until you get the groove. And that's the pulse. That's slow. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do full strokes with a vamp. 1, 2. See it? 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3. Vamp. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. So on and so forth. That's what I would recommend, okay, as an exercise to loosen up. But whatever works for you. Sometimes I don't have time to do that. I'll just go at 170, do half strokes, vamping 4 measures or 4 measures, whatever works. But if, you know, you're not pressured for time, you know, I would do at least 15 minutes of that exercise at 35. You probably wind up doing 7 pages, maybe 12 lines. And what I like, okay, all right, is, you know, for organizational purposes, you know, you're doing the sticking pattern like line 1, you repeat it, then you vamp for 4 measures, go directly into line 2. And, you know, it doesn't get old, it doesn't get boring, it's helping you. But then there's a no-brainer. When I say no-brainer, I'm doing sticking for 4 measures, but I'm vamping for 4 measures. I'll give you an example of that in a second. Well, you should try it a little slower. 60 is fine, all right? But try it slower. Challenge yourself with your groove, with your tempo. You say 60 works for you. Try it at 35. It's another world. And, you know, when I was with Joe, I said, man, why is he doing it so slow? And the object was to make that adjustment. Is my right hand stronger than my left or sounding different? So I make that adjustment. And by doing it that slow, gives you the opportunity to make that adjustment and to hear it as well. Okay? But anyway, when I say no-brainer, uh, I'm not going to follow the sticking pattern. I'm going to do 4 measures, whatever sticking pattern I want. But after the 4th measure, I'm going to vamp for 4 measures and do another sticking pattern of my choice for 4 measures. Do we understand that, or you want me to demonstrate that? Okay. And what I have to do tonight, and I'll do it every time, I'd like to reinforce this. All right, the level system. We're going to be doing that sometime in February. All right. We have Jeffrey Johnson, the author of the level system. Steve Foster, he has, I don't remember the name of the book. He has issued a book out as well. And we're going to have Alan Herman, who is going to, it's going to be an interesting thing. He's in China. He's going to come back sometime in February. So I don't know whether it be a weekday, a weekend, or whatever. Getting 4 guys in one room drumming is kind of difficult, especially when they're teaching and playing and and all that good stuff. But anyway, there's going to be door prizes. There's going to be books from Steve and from Jeffrey, maybe a couple CDs from Alan, myself a couple books, and some heads and some sticks. So it's going to be a fun day and a very unusual day, because we're going to talk about the journeys we went through with Joe, how he helped us after the lesson, before the lesson, what stayed with us. How you doing, Joe? Okay, so now I'm going to talk about this next part. I need to really talk about it and really need to reinforce it. You know, and it has to do with the level system. I'm not going to get into the level system the way Jeffrey Johnson does. I'm going to be very surfaced. So when I say level system, sometimes I refer to it as controlled strokes. And I'm not going to talk about sticking heights, 18 inches, 9 inches, and 4 inches or 2 inches. But we have a full stroke. Okay? Now, the full stroke, when I throw the stick down, and I need to say this, when I throw the stick down, she comes right back. That's a full stroke. Now, with Alan here, we're going to talk about the science, the laws of physics, with velocity and weight, and how we get sound out of the stick. Okay? And that's a full stroke, or a free stroke. That's one of the stroking levels. Now we have a downstroke. And I controlled it. I didn't let it come back up, and it's about 3 to 4 inches off the drum. Let me do that again. Free stroke, downstroke. But notice, the full stroke or free stroke and downstroke sounded the same. So now let me do that again. Free stroke, downstroke. The next stroke is a tap. Now look at the distance of my drumstick to the drum. It's not that great, so I'm going to get a lighter sound. That's the laws of physics. And I'm going to come up from this point to get in position to hit a full stroke or a free stroke. Now notice the free stroke, the downstroke sound the same. The tap and the upstroke sound the same. Do we all understand that, gentlemen? Yes? No? Okay, we understand it. All right, now, I did give a PDF sheet, or a couple PDF sheets on accents. And I've come up with about 4 or 5 different ways to interpret the stick control book. What I do, and I believe I sent it to you in quarter notes, that R is 1, 2, 3, 4, or if it's the second line, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, Joe, good for you. So let's see what happens. We're going to do it slow. What I'm doing, underlining the exercise, is constantly playing a vamp. But notice I'm coming down from one point. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Every sound of that stick sound is the same. Okay? Now, I want to place, I'm going to reference off the stick control book. You should have page 5 open or the PDF. What I do with the stick control book, if you look at the first line, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to eliminate the lefts. So that's going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, I'm underlining the whole exercise in an eighth note vamp. So now what I'm going to do, I'm referencing off of line 1. So I eliminated all the lefts. So I'm going to make wherever a right falls an accent. The right's falling on 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you understand where I get that from, gentlemen? We look at number 2. Or you want to do it with the right hand, you want to do it with the left hand too. The same interpretation is going to apply to the left side. So you have the vamp going on. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. Right side and left side. Now that's a pretty easy exercise. Okay? Now we go to line 2. Now line 2, all the rights are shifting over to the ands. So I'm playing this underneath. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down line 1 and line 2 so you see why I'm going down and I'm coming up, or if I'm coming up and coming down. Now when I play, I don't think about this stuff because it's all natural. What you're doing when you practice something like this is reinforcing what is natural. So now, let's look at line 1. Let's break it down. On the count of 1, there's an accent. 1. But now on the count of and, there is no accent, so I want to obtain the same sound, but I need to get in position to hit the 2. So again, the 1 is a downstroke. The and is an upstroke. 2, and. 3, and. 4, and. We understand that, gentlemen. Now we look at line 2, it's the reverse of line 1. So you're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now you're going to come up 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Hold on, let me fix this stand. Ay, bunga. My little daughter. There you go. Do we understand how I get that? Yes or no? So the first one's pretty simple. It's a downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke. Line 2 is an upstroke, downstroke. It's a reverse. Now we go to line 3. Uh-oh. 2 rights. That means there's going to be 2 accents in a row. What do we do here? All right, so we're underlining it like this. 3 and 4 and. My starting position for that exercise on the right is going to be a free stroke, downstroke, tap, upstroke. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Got it? Got it, James? Hello, Mr. Maxwell Blue. Are you on my mailing list, sir? I don't think so. I don't know about your name. Is this your first time here? Maxwell. All right, email. Everybody understand this so far? Now you understand it. Maxwell, all you have to do is email me. I'll send you some PDF sheets and add you to my mailing list if that's okay with you. If you're going to frequent this, you got it, Randy. It's a good exercise, man. You're not trying to prove anything. You're going to do it slow. I don't want to hear it's a whip and it's the molar, because they have nothing to do with this shit. Okay? Yes, sir. Hey, oh, I forgot to tell anybody, if there's any veterans here, happy Veterans Day, and making all this possible, maintaining our freedom. And God bless America and God bless the veterans. I'm a veteran myself. Okay. We understand what we got going on, right? I don't know if you are, Maxwell, but still email me to make sure, okay? Anyway, let's go to line 3. It reverses this. It's the reverse of line 3. Line 4. Let's go to line 4. It's the reverse of line 2. 3 rather. Minga-da-bonga. Come on, Matt. So we're doing this. Now look at the first thing. It's just a tap, tap, but now I have to come up and I have to get 2 accents in a row. 2 and I have to come down. Let me go over that again. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, we got that. Line 4, it's 1 and. That's the first part. I'm up now to nail the next two rights, which are accents. 2 and I have to come down. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now this is a great exercise, in my opinion, not because I'm doing it and I discovered it. It incorporates a whole lot of stick control book. You know, it's just one way to do stick control book. That's pretty shallow. I remember when I first started to take drum lessons, I went through almost every book that was published, and I couldn't play. Only because that's pretty shallow. You have to open up your mind. You have to be creative, and that's what a teacher does for you. He opens your mind, and you become creative. Okay? Let's do a, Paul, I'm going to let you do a line. Not do a line, but suggest a line from 1 to 24. Tell me which line you would like me to do. Paul? That was 13. Anybody want to request a line for me to do with this method? Do we all understand it? It's very important, guys. You know, you're developing the level system. You're controlling its control strokes. You're developing a sound, not only on the drum pad. And the reason why I'm doing the drum pad is so I could talk a little bit more than on the snare drum. I will do this. Okay, 17. Thank you, Paul. All right, that's easy. So let's break it down. We're going to accent 1, 2, 3, and the end of 4. That's the first one. That's the first measure. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 17. Everybody wants 17. All right, you want me to break it down or you want me to play it? All right, I'll do both. Now let's take the first, actually, when you're doing 17, let me move the music stand in a little bit. When you're doing 17, it's a 2-measure increment of changes, the way the sticking is. So if I do 17, let me just play the 17, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now, if I eliminate, okay, the lefts, I'm going to be accenting 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Then the next measure, Okay, let me just do that measure and stay in position to nail the second measure. Okay, so I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Want me to do that again? It's a downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, tap, up, downstroke. That's the first measure. The second measure would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Is that a little clearer for you guys? 17. I have no problem. I'm going to be making a video on this, but it's going to be for purchase. Sorry, I got to make some money, guys. I'm going to go into in depth, line by line by line, in different tempos. It'll probably be a 20-minute video. Got to keep them down, but hey. And they will be available on my site. All right, let's move on. What I want to do is, I'm going to put the metronome, let's up the metronome here. Let's go to, say, 150. That's a reasonable tempo. And I'm going to go back to this page 5. And what I'm going to do on page 5, I'm going to do half strokes with the vamp. Here we go. I'm going to do the line. I'm going to repeat the line and tag on whatever hand I end with is the hand I vamp with. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, zap. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Line 2. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, vamp 1, 2, 3, line 3. Three, line 4. Sorry. Oh man, I got a cramp in my left hand. Sorry about that, guys. But you understand what I'm doing. Tomorrow during the day, I'm going to give you some more accent exercises. But we're going to go on to page 10, 11, and 13. How's that sound? We will have the stick control book. Yes, guys? Do we all have that? So tomorrow, 1 p.m. lesson, we're going to expand on page 5 with some more accents. We're going to do page 10, 11, what else did I say? And 13. We got that, gentlemen? Are you still trying to figure out line 17? You have any questions? I was hoping that Alan Herman would come tonight, but that's okay. He's in China. Anyway, tomorrow, 1 p.m. lesson on the drum pad. 7 p.m. lesson on the drum set. We're going to fool around with the stick control book and show you. I mean, the book too, the workbook, is stick control formulas. And the next one's going to be polyrhythms, linear concepts, and then jazz. So there should be about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5 of them. Okay, anybody have any questions? Please help me out, gentlemen. The name's Matt, not sir. That's very respectful, Mr. Joe. No questions, you understand it. All right, I appreciate that. I hope I explained it in detail a lot better than I did the first time I did it. And I hope this is going to help you. You should be practicing 8 hours a day. Have lunch break, have dinner break, take a nap on the couch, watch the news, kiss your wife or your girlfriend or whatever you are, and do it all over again. Marcia, what is with you, man? You come at the end of the lesson. The lesson is at 7 p.m. And tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Oh, Lingidabanga. What can I say? No questions. Everybody understands it. Okay. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m., stick control book, drum pad. Tomorrow, 7 p.m., drum set application with the workbook. Those who don't have the workbook, please purchase the workbook. It'll help you make your lesson and your life a lot easier with my broadcasts. Okay? Yeah, we're getting some in and out people here, but you know, it's starting to populate a lot more than it did last week. So there's like a 12 people, I think it was, the 13 people. Last week we were down to 7. Now, that's good. Tell your friends about it. No questions. If there's no questions, I will sign off. Now remember, I don't have the PDF in front of me, James. I'm sorry. I will do that tomorrow. Are we talking about, maybe if I remember, I mean, I have so many things going on in my head. I forget my wife's name occasionally. I'm going to, let me, is that the 2 quarter notes and 2 quarter note rests? James? You're welcome, guys. James, give me the notation on 24. I mean, I could play it from the stick control book. I should have, and I apologize, printed out the PDFs. Let me see if I get to the PDFs. I don't want to get off the line. James, tell me the notation. Quarter note, quarter note, quarter note rest, quarter note rest. I don't know what we have. Yeah, the accents, not a problem. But for me to get the accents, I forgot the sticking I gave you. Is it 24 from the stick control book or 24 from the PDF? Because they're different. All right, I'm going to play the accents on line 24. Nice and slow. All right? Remember, we're doing the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'll break it down. All right. We're doing 24 from the stick control book. We have 2 rights, which is a full stroke, a downstroke, a tap, and an upstroke. So I just referenced right, right, left, left. Now I'm going to go 3, which is right, left, right, right. So I'm going to come down to hit the accent, come up to get in position for the accent. Then I have 2 rights, which would be free stroke, downstroke. Now the second measure is different. We have a tap, an upstroke to get in position to nail the accent on 2. 2, free stroke, because now I'm still in position to nail the accent. And downstroke. So I hit the 3, which is an upstroke, 3, and I'm going to hit the end of 3, which is a downstroke, tap, up to get back in position. James, I don't have the PDF in front of me. I apologize. It's still in the printer. I didn't print it out. I will go over that tomorrow afternoon if you'd like, okay? I apologize about that. Anyway, again, gentlemen, happy Veterans Day. I'm sorry I couldn't accommodate you, James, but I will tomorrow, 1 p.m. And I'm sorry you guys didn't get notice about the 1 p.m. lesson. Again, I laid down about 11 a.m. and I figured I'd just take about an hour to get up for the 1 o'clock lesson. And before you know it, it was after 1 when I woke up. I said, oh boy, did I mess up, and I apologize. Again, let's talk about what we're going to do. Maybe we'll have another show in January. I don't know. I'd like to stay away from January November, December, and January, only because you have the holidays. You have Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. And plus, you besides that, you have PASIC, PASCIA, or whatever however you spell it, uh, this month. So a lot of drummers are all over the place. So I figure when things settle down on in say February, and then Alan will be back in the United States. We're gonna do his. We're gonna do the level system, and we're gonna do that with Alan, Steve, and Jeffrey and myself. And then we're gonna do another lesson on tuning. That's with Tim Herman, sometime in February or March. Tim Herman is brilliant. He's very well known in the drum community as far as a not a, just knowing the structure of a drum, how to tune a drum. The man's amazing, and we're gonna have him come and do a broadcast. And I'm working on a few other people, like just Jeffrey Johnson and myself. Perhaps will do a broadcast on the level system itself, in addition to uh, Alan and Stephen. Anyway, when you come and you view the lesson, there will be door prizes. There will be books, CDs, and sticks, and drum heads. Now, most of the stuff I could pick up the shipping, but if you live out of the United States, no, 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 it's not going to happen. I apologize about that, but basically, I pick up the shipping, and you will most definitely. Um, Drum heads, Vic Firth sticks, my 4 books, 5 books now, the level system, Steve Foster's book, and Alan his CD. How's that sound, guys? Okay. All right. With that all being said, I'm gonna sign out, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. Okay, 1 p.m. Have a good night. Now remember, Marcio, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the evening. You're welcome, guys. Have a good night.